Hello and welcome to the Girl Guiding Norfolk Archive Resource Centre introduction to our very first ever Facebook Live. And today we're going to be talking about the Time Traveller Badge, and it is being launched today, which is the 30th of December 2020. So I'm Aileen, I'm one of the volunteers at the Archive Resource Centre, which is in Coltishall in Norfolk, which is based beside Patterson Lodge in Coltishall and is across the road from Hobbis, for those of you that have been to the Girl Guiding Anglia Activity Centre. And those of you that haven't heard of the ARC before are probably wondering what we do. Well, we look after Girl Guiding artefacts, uniform, anything connected to Girl Guiding, and we specifically centre upon Norfolk artifacts, but we do have a national collection as well. So we are going to explain to you today very briefly all about the Time Traveller Badge, and to do so I'm going to introduce you to two of the Archangels. The Archangels are our youth advisory board and they've come up with this idea. So I'm going to introduce you to Jasmine and Freya. First of all, we're going to go to Jasmine, who's going to tell us all about how she got involved with this project.
Oh yeah, so I first got involved with the ARC back in March, just before lockdown started, and I came to an archive weekend here and it was great fun, and we went into lockdown soon after, but I carried on with the meetings over Zoom, which were held throughout the summer, which was quite fun, and I helped to record some videos for VE for Virtual, which some of you may have gone to. And yeah, just carrying on with our videoing and making resources and visiting the ARC when we got a chance to.
Lovely. So Freya, would you like to explain how you've been involved and what you've been doing?
Yeah, so I'm Freya and I started helping at the ARC about a year ago for my Queen's Guide. So I started while Helen was helping me doing a project it was about kind of ordering and like researching into senior section uniforms, because there's not quite enough research into those compared to say guiding and brownie uniforms. And so we were looking at doing a project. It was obviously for the Jamboree this year, but it was obviously cancelled, but hopefully we can use them at some time, like making recreations of the full uniforms with things like badges and belts and making sure everything was really accurate. So obviously there's lots of research. And then I was just asked to help out with like during lockdown, helping out with doing meetings and things for this Time Traveller badge. It's been really interesting because I'm at university, so it's been great that I can still help out with the ARC from where I'm at university. So it's been a bit of a challenge doing it online, obviously not being able to meet in person, but it's actually been like it's allowed us to be really creative with what we've been putting together, and we hope you like the badge.
Lovely. Right, now we'll come on to Chris now, who has some experience of putting together fundraising badges. So Chris, over to you.
Yeah, hi, I'm Chris, and I'm the leader of, or one of the leaders of South Walsham Guides. And back in 2011 it was, so quite some time ago, we came up with the Cupcake Challenge, which some of you may have done, updated a few years later with the logo on. And we have sold quite a lot of those badges over the years and raised quite a lot of money for our unit. So I'm also a member of the ARC steering group, and that's the group of volunteers behind the ARC that keep everything going in the background. And it was an idea from the ARC steering group that we should actually raise some more money for ourselves, because we've been very, very lucky getting money from the Heritage Lottery Fund, but we just feel that we need to have some more income coming in for us. So making some money was partly the inspiration for the badge, but also we wanted to make our collection more accessible to people. So within the building that you saw earlier on, the ARC itself, it's an absolute treasure trove. It's got about 30,000, at least 30,000 individual artefacts to do with guiding in Norfolk and across the UK. And this badge is a way of making some of that available to people, and also exciting them about finding out about what they've got that traces the history of their own units or their own counties. So that they were the two main reasons, really, to make some money and to make the collection accessible, and to share it and to share the joy of it. But you'll notice if you look at the badge that we've also got a future section. So we're looking at the past, the present and the future. And for us, when we were designing the badge, we thought it was just as important to try and look at what might be happening with Girl Guiding in the future, as it is to look back, because it's very easy sometimes to look back and then to get sort of dragged into traditions and everything without thinking what might become the traditions of the future. So that was another reason we wanted to do the badge, to open up the future of guiding as well. We didn't know at the time that we were going to be all locked down while we were going through the process of doing this. But actually, as it turns out, this is a brilliant badge to do during the lockdown, because a lot of it can be done online. So researching, finding things out, planning things, all of that can be done on Zoom and with the help of the ARC team who might be available to help with information and advice and that sort of thing. It's a brilliant badge to be doing in lockdown. And it also occurred to us that we're now 110 years into the start of guiding, and there might be quite a few units out there who are going to be celebrating their 100th anniversary, or maybe 75 years in a few years' time, or whatever. We know of at least two in our area. There's Beccles Guides in Suffolk who are coming up to their 100th anniversary, and also the very special Sandringham unit over in West Norfolk, of which the Queen and Princess Margaret were former members. So they, I think, are planning their own Sandringham centenary badge, which we're really excited to see what that's all about. So look out for that one as well. But if you've got an event that you think this might work with, then this is the ideal structure and framework for what will end up being a great big party. Actually, we love a party, and I think that is the most exciting part of it, that it can end in an event. So a nice badge for your blanket, but a really memorable event in itself.
Thank you. Now, Hannah had a big part to play in the design of the badge. So Hannah, would you like to tell us about it, please?
Of course, yes. So when it came to the task of designing the special badge for the Time Traveller Challenge, we had a few things in mind, really, that we wanted to think about. The first was that it was fun, that it was interesting, and that people would want to have it on their blanket, because the second big thing was camp blanket appeal. Now, I don't know about you all, but of course camp blankets are hugely important to us in guides, and badges are a big part of kind of guiding experiences and journeys. So we wanted to make sure that it would look extra special and exciting on a camp blanket. And the third thing which we had in mind when designing the badge was that did it really kind of explain what the badge was all about? And as Chris has kind of touched on, the badge is looking at the past, so we've got 1910 on there, looking at guiding now, so we've got 2020 when the badge is coming out, but also 2130, so thinking 100 years plus in the future, what will guiding look like then? So it was really important to include all of those aspects in the badge. So along with the archangels, we had lots of fun thinking about colour palettes, which colours would we want on our camp blanket, what information needed to be on there, was it clear, was it simple? And another big thing which the archangels were very keen to have on there was a little bit of glitter and sparkle. So the edge of it is all in silver glitter, and there's other bits of sparkly detail on there as well. So I think everyone can agree that on a blanket, or perhaps on your sash if you're a brownie, or wherever you sew your badges, it's a really, really exciting and fun badge. So I love it, and I think we all do too. So hopefully you will love it as much as we do, and we look forward to spotting it on camp blankets or on sashes and things as we kind of go into 2021 and the future.
Lovely, thank you, Hannah. And one thing we haven't made clear yet is the badge is for all sections. So whether you're a rainbow, a brownie, a guide, a ranger, Trefoil Guild, 18 to 30s, the badge is for you. So you can do it on your own if you're a lone guide, It is open to everyone. So we also haven't said how much the badges are. They are £1.50 for the first 30. And if you need more than 30, any additional badges over the 30 will be at the reduced rate of £1.25. So if you need 35, you will pay for 30 at £1.50 and then 5 at £1.25. Now, the order form and the badge syllabus will be going live today. And if you haven't found it on the Facebook page, you can go to the Girl Guiding Norfolk website, which is girlguidingnorfolk.org.uk/arc-home/ and you will find all about the Archive Resource Centre on there and everything else we do, as well as the badge syllabus. And one of the things that we love most at the ARC is getting out to you all, no matter where you are, all about our history, our exciting artefacts, and sharing our love of all things guiding. So get in contact with us and we will do our very best to help you, and we will help you achieve your badge along the way as well. So thank you for listening and stay tuned because there will be more coming later on.